All the lurkers, come in. All the lurkers, come in. You know, why am I actually? Why am I doing this gesture? I know it's ridiculous. It's a bit ridiculous. Decided I could do like a round 2 of the stream because I don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough. Oh no, no, sorry, no. No, it's sorry. Nope. That's a bit I don't know. A bit ridiculous thing is that I still get like a little bit of a sore throat, but I can manage it. You know, no big problem. No big problem about it. You know, it's whatever. It's kind of whatever. And I should figure out. You know, maybe disabling the forwards only chat on Kick might do a little bit better, I guess. Not sure. How's everyone doing anyway? How's everyone doing? Everyone doing right? Everyone doing good? I hope so. I'm gonna play some Black Ops 6. In case you're wondering, Black Ops 6 is a bit rigged. It felt great, like when we played it previously on the morning. That's alright because we can probably try again until we get bored of it. No problem. Let's see. Let's launch. Let's launch Black Ops 6. You know, I feel like it. It's my. You know, the thing about Black Ops 6 is my fucking particular drug. It's worse than poppers. It's a bit worse than poppers, which is my particular drug. Yeah, it's my kind of go-to drug in terms of video games. This is my guilty pleasure. That's the thing. It's a bit of my guilty pleasure here. Holy fuck. Okay, hold on. There you go. Sorted. Fuck. Yeah, alright. Cool beans. Oh, God. Oh, okay, it's there. It's also on a vertical stream, also on YouTube, also on Kick. Just gotta feel like it. I kinda feel, the ick. The fucking ick. Gotta feel the jitterbugs crawling in my body from some more Black Ops fucking 6, do I? Gotta feel like it. Anyway, let's see what I've got. No XP boosts. We're gonna do without those, I think. I'm gonna run some more for like what's the battle pass one? No, I don't. What the fuck? I don't want black still. Jesus Christ. Okay. So. Oh, I got no tokens. But maybe I got Call of Duty points to buy some. I'll do a quick check. I think. What means? Let's see. 400 Call of Duty tokens. I took 150. Yeah. There you have it. Let's buy some tokens. Yeah. Okay. Buy more tokens. Another one. And another one. There. Remember we call what was new weapon? Sorted. Damn. Alright, so perfect. Page 4. I don't want to double it. Wait, can I clean this one? What many tokens does this cost? I don't know how many tokens does this cost. Hold on. Oh, yeah, not just one. Double weapon XP. There you go. Cool, I guess. I could have claimed the Call of Duty points. Fuck! Ah! Okay, double weapon XP for 30 minutes. There we go. There we go. Sorted. Nuketown Holiday. I'm still feeling like a holiday Nuketown. Man, I don't know. This game is like ludopathy here. It's like gambling addiction, not recommended to play. That's a shit. I don't know. At least I unlocked the digital camo there. I know how much do I need to unlock the so-called dark matter camo. No idea. Let's see. It's gonna be a whole grind. How the fuck will remain still at 3 viewers most of the time? I don't know. It's a bit silly. Like, I don't know what do I need to get the fucking grind on, you know, on Kick. Kick is just like, I don't know, it's a bit silly. Kick is just being silly.
Ouais, voilà.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, la rigolade avant tout.
Here come the Frenchies again. Oh. Classified, really? Okay.
C'est sûr qu'il est français. Hein. C'est un rire de français. Je te jure qu'il est français.
That's me downloading fucking both of them, bro.
Oh non, il est pas français. Oh merde. Oh yes.
Merde.
Omelette.
Omelette.
Omelette du fromage.
Arrête de rigoler, je nique-toi bien.
What's
Omelette du fromage.
Yeah, bro. Do it for.
Pour eux, juste fromage. Nous, on représente.
C'est ce qu'il a envie.
Isn't the funny thing? Isn't the funny thing?
I'm in this mad. I'm in everyone's voice channel, bro.
Good luck, Little Dick.
How?
Little dick.
Et voilà, nos GG.
This is ridiculous. Oh man. Fuck God.
Oh chiche.
Losing Bravo.
What? Oh, that's bad.
Oh, Starfall, oh yes, oh Schmidt.
What?
Oh,
Oh.
Schmidt.
You're falling behind, Crimson.
And I could just throw a
Vas-y,
grenade
faites
over
des
there.
couilles aussi.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Yeah, I just throw a grenade like that. Fuck.
Quoi?
Okay, didn't. What?
Watch your kilo incoming on your location.
Didn't do shit. Okay, can you explain me how it didn't
C'est
do
pareil, c'est
shit?
le même logique.
Oh, it didn't do shit either.
Allez
There.
hop.
That's
pas-
that's the guy.
Y'a 2 mecs qui sont en haut, personne tire dessus, c'est dinguerie ça. Ils sont toujours en haut.
Oh.
Allez hop, salut.
Oh, fuck. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Contested. What is this guy doing there? He was invisible. I don't get it. Literally invisible. I didn't see. How the fuck did I see him earlier? Jesus, Louis.
Taking Bravo underway.
A bit ridiculous now. Oh no! Damn it. Oh shit like that. Oh, I got one, I think.
Incoming Sentex.
How the fuck? Okay.
Locked down.
Okay. Alright. Oh, fuck's sake.
Losing B.
Where the fuck is... Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you telling me... Are you telling me he was crouching all the way there? Like,
Securing B.
Jesus, Louis. What the fuck, man?
Taking
Initiating
Bravo
objective
underway.
control.
Hostile
Enemy
UAV
grenade.
established overhead.
No, not the grenade. Oh my god. What the fuck? What the hell, mate? No. You fucking serious?
Net call. Hostile nuke launch detected.
Alright. Cool. Cool, I guess. Eh? I know.
Basta! We've taken too many losses.
What the fuck? Okay. Let's just analyze this out a bit deeper. Oh, no time to analyze it deeper. It's whatever, right? You know, that's a shit. That's what happened. No reason you don't get anything. Goodbye, ma'am. Goodbye. Oh, Jesus, Lord. Oh, no. I don't trust these. I don't trust these. All right, well, this might be more my jam. I don't know. Jesus, Lord. This is ridiculous. Like, it's basically a you get nothing type of game, you know? Like, so that sort of shit. It's like, you lose, good day, man. That type of shit, yeah. Just that. I mean, yeah. Basic shit. It's a bit like a slot machine in some way or another, right? Like, you lose a lot, and then you win a bit. That's about it. That's just about it. It's completely rigged. I know how the fuck does Activision dictate how many wins or losses you get every fucking time, but it's annoying. It's already annoying.
I'm taking the objective.
Oh, Jesus, Lord. Are you serious?
Tossing it back.
No Charlie, locked down.
What the fuck?
We're pulling ahead.
How the fuck? Can't be fucking serious
We're
like
losing
this.
Charlie.
Then it's something like this.
Hostile sniper taken out.
Then it's something like this where obviously,
Bravo lost.
for some reason, some weird shit happens. Like skill-based damage to your shit. And it's like this all the time.
Take it B.
Like impact grenade does nothing. The impact grenade just hit him and he did nothing. Like basically no damage. Is it a joke? Jesus Christ.
Losing A.
Well, let's go for A then.
We're losing Alpha.
I'm getting back for how the fucking impact grenade did no damage at all. It's kind of fucking ridiculous at this point. Alright, yeah. I don't understand it. Here, like, I know, several times in the body, nothing.
Taking Bravo underway. Yes, lost the lead.
I'm sorry this sounds like too much complaining, but it's because this fucking game is a stock shit.
Losing B.
Recalculated fucking dog shit. It feels
Taking
fake.
control.
It feels inauthentic, you know? Like, it's not fun. Just how the game wants you to define how much fun you want to have, you know?
We lost B. Hostile counter UAV established above. Enemy UAV inbound.
Just smashing the ground by that sort of shit.
Someone's gotta start the party.
Oh,
Come on,
Jesus.
you're losing this fight.
Alright, get back. How did that not do anything? Headshot, okay. I fucking finally did something. Jesus, these are the worst game modes to experience this sort of shit. These are the worst by far. Yeah, there you go.
Arming spring mine.
Ah, no. Alright, hold on. How the fuck? Alright, hold on. Yeah, no, that's like literal 2 bullets. It's like nothing. Alright, Captain B, nice.
Assaulting the objective now.
Come on, B.
Removed.
No. Fuck. Now this would fucking secure it, I think. For a while. Like it's literally fucking nothing. Sorted.
Taking Bravo underway.
Objective capture in progress.
Enemy UAV inbound. Hostile UAV established
And
overhead.
sorted.
Securing B.
Objective capture complete.
I got one with the impact grenade. Alright, got a B. Nice. We got it.
Woods.
Securing zone A.
Capturing the objective.
Oh, nope. Never mind.
They're taking C.
And I bet that's gonna be the best play I ever pulled so far. Ah, no, this is ridiculous now.
Losing B.
Alright, we're losing it again. Don't fucking lose it.
Taking Alpha.
Heads up, guys.
Lost B.
Oh, well. Ridiculous, no?
Controlling Bravo. Taking Bravo underway.
I shoot him in the damn head like several times. That doesn't make any fucking sense. God damn it.
Controlling Bravo.
Capturing. Cover.
Jesus, boy. Where the fuck are they? No, seriously, what? Oh, that's not going there. Yeah. Go.
Losing Bravo.
Fuck this. Oh. Alright.
Incoming stun.
Hold on. How the fuck could I not throw an impact grenade on them?
Securing B.
Like, dude, how much? Jesus Louise.
Securing Alpha. Taking B.
Where the? Oh God.
Hostile marksman.
The fuck. And he disappeared. I don't know. Okay.
Incoming frag.
Go shoot through a wall, but I couldn't. Jesus Louise.
I'll safely on the objective.
Enemy.
What the fuck?
Controlling Bravo.
Puñeta! Knock that woods. Healing up. Heads up, guys.
Oh my fucking God. I don't know why the fuck. What?
Impact grenade.
It didn't do anything to him for some fucking reason. It's just literally absurd. Literally packet loss.
Do not fuck with me.
Now it's a packet loss situation, right? You know, this game decides. Alright, everyone is fucking there.
UAV established above.
Everyone is just
Enemy
fucking
UAV
there.
inbound.
All cozy, all dodgy, right?
Impact.
And like,
Let's
They
get
were
authorizing
fired.
watchdog
What do you
Kilo
think
gas.
was gonna happen? PID on target.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Assaulting the objective now. Boom. Right.
fucking hell.
We're losing Charlie.
Freak. UAV.
Requesting recon above.
Oh, UAV. Ah, damn.
Losing B.
We could not have B for a microsecond. Focus on this. There.
Hostile sniper taken out. Captured. Cover.
Bravo underway.
It's just me wondering if I'm actually playing against actual humans. Or if it's all freaking shit. Yeah.
Taking Bravo underway.
Alright, we got Bravo, I think. On. One. Oh, Jesus. I killed one with a grenade there. Finally! Impact grenade kill! Fucking finally. Fucking hell.
Enemy RCXD detected. Bravo lost.
Focus on Bravo. Going to squeak capture A or something, right? No. I'm playing against, like, I know, fucking people with smooth brains. People with some brains so smooth. Yeah, look. I am alone on this. Why won't nobody focus on A?
Backup's not coming. You want to get out of this alive? Better step up. Securing Zone A.
I'm someone's capturing A, but it's too late. Like, it makes no fucking sense. This game makes no literal fucking sense. Yeah, look.
Damn it, they must have hacked our tunnel. Go dark. We'll pick you up
TACCOM, this
later.
mission's a bust. We need exfil.
Oh. Now look at this. Ah, no. That can be good. That can be good. I don't know. Jesus Louis. Nothing makes sense to this goddamn fucking Forsaken game. Ah, damn, this game is fucking cooked. This game is literally fucking cooked. I'm not kidding. Oh, yeah, the milestone reach over there. Alright. We'll try something different, like Team Deathmatch or some shit. For fuck's sake. Now it's the time for packet losses. And lots of defeats and lots of shit. And fucking EOMM little shit, you know? Fucking chew boxes shit, you know? That's what I mean. That's what I fucking mean. It's the same dog shit. Why the fuck will this convince me to keep playing this fucking game? Fucking finally, Team Deathmatch. Instead of that fucking garbage domination game mode, which nobody seems to know how to fucking play properly. For some fucking reason. At least something I can probably relate to and fare better into. Jesus Louise.
deathmatch. Remind those shitheads who they're dealing with.
Alright, well, let's see here.
Marking
These
target
guys.
location. Rally on marked boards. 86 that.
Well, nobody. Hein? No?
Sniper, take cover.
Uh-oh. I don't know, I was hoping to go hit him. Yum. Hold on a second. There's no one there. Oh, let me drop down for once. Fuck hell.
I never forget a face.
Tango
There.
deleted. Heads up, Molotov inbound.
Fuck hell. I don't know. Just one. Did he say hello in Spanish? Ah, Jesus. That guy, no. Bit silly. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, here we go again. Alright. Come on, mate. Come on, you gotta be fucking shitting me, right? You gotta be fucking shitting me, right? You'll not get a proper fucking KD ratio because of this shit. Oh, that's everyone is in there, of course. Everyone is in there. I'm figure that one out for myself. She's sweet. Jesus fucking Christ. Go. Alright. Just reload just in case. Oh my fuck!
Puñeta, knock that shit off.
Oh God.
Enemy 12 o'clock.
At least we're fucking winning for once, so that's that. That's not fucking shit. So, you know, I mean, we could be close to
Oye,
winning.
enemy Molotov. Mano, check your aim.
We could be, I mean, we're basically winning if it wasn't for fucking myself beating the other team. Like this. It's silly. Why can't I just get a decent KD ratio or something? You know, like, a good KD ratio. Wouldn't that be too much to ask?
Enemy down.
There. Sorted. beans. Uh-oh. Fuck it.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Jeez Louise. We're in New York to a fucking tie because of this shit. I'm late for ridiculous.
Vamos, go time.
Oh god. Okay. Yeah. I just literally fucking spawned, you ass. Am I like, I don't know, am I like playing against real humans or am I playing against fucking bots? I don't get it. This cannot be fucking human.
Watch your target ID.
Preemptively designed by an AI to make it as much fun as possible. It's literally ridiculous.
Spotted enemy stun. Located enemy.
Fuck.
RCXD moving out. Mano, check your aim. Incoming grenade.
Alright. For some reason I thought it was my brother knocking at the wall, but that's not it. The ass is literally a fucking game.
Enemy grenade.
If you're planning on giving up, do it now. If not, get to work.
Look how this has fucking become. Jesus Louise. I don't know how that fucking happened. That's crazy, I know. Jesus Christ.
Sighting on mover.
Incredible. Literally fucking incredible. No.
RTB, Black Ops. We need to have a fucking
Me cago en tu
conversation.
madre. I've seen more fight in the Coast Guard. See you in Hogwash.
Literally in the first minute of the game. I know. Am I playing against real humans or am I playing against shit? Am I playing against fake shit? No clue. You believe this shit? Now it's like a 3-loss streak, and I cannot fucking take it. No way. This is gonna be fake as shit. It's gonna be some fake shit. It's gonna be some real fake shit. I don't get it. It's gonna be real fake shit. Because I can imagine how the fuck am I getting like a loss streak like this after so much. I don't know, maybe I need to buy another fucking bundle or something. I have no clue. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I need to put some more money into activation in order to get rid of this actual fucking loss streak. I have no clue. That's a shit, really. I don't get this game. Like, so artificial. So, like, at least, even if I had a bad KD ratio, at least we got some wins earlier this morning or something like that. Now this happens out of the blue because the game decided, oh, you're gonna have a loss streak for 3 fucking times already. You're gonna have like a bad fucking time today, right? You're gonna have a real fucking hard today, ma'am. That's what you're gonna have, right? Am I gonna be able to take that shit? No way. I'd rather play fucking Warzone than this shit. Jesus fucking Christ. The same fucking crap. It all goes back down here. I know. Yes, I'll be right back in 5 minutes for a break. I'm gonna fucking chill. I'm gonna fucking chill. I'll be right back in 5 minutes. Huh. Gonna just have a little treat after what I had to endure on this game. Yeah, I thought so. I know. I feel sick of this fucking game. I'm sick of this fucking game. Jesus fucking Christ. No. Yeah. I could play something else. Otherwise, I don't take that might honestly kick me off for a little bit. Let's see. Let's analyze for a little bit. What is that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, look, mate. Black Ops 6 is like not even that on top. And that doesn't get me much. Hey, other watch party? Hmm. Hmm. Oh. Hmm. Cool do that. Dude. What the fuck is this? I'm not gonna put it on stream because it's obviously it could be porn or some shit like that. But Jesus Christ. This is ridiculous. I don't know. Sir. It has to be something, you know? Let me see. I mean, I'm gonna go try. What's something else? Watch party. VTubers. Chat roulette. No, I'm not gonna try that. Jesus, Louis. Oh. I don't know. It's sort of, I guess. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I'm gonna watch some fucking videos or something like that. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not. I don't know if I'm kind of in the mood to like actually do some commentary or something, but I mean, it's gonna be something, right? It's gonna be something. Let's see here. Jesus, Louis. I don't know. Probably. I'm feeling a bit like watching that video on what the regacha privacy thing. I think it was something like that, right? Will feel silly if I watch a Cell video. This is Louis. Yeah. You know, maybe after I chill for a little bit, I could go back to like, fucking Black Ops 6 or something like that. I don't know. Let's see. All right. Oh, I do think we could possibly. I think we could possibly honestly watch that Cecile question video. I was like, no, no, come on, man. No. Nobody will understand Spanish like me. No way. Let's see, what else is there? I mean, yeah. It's a bit of entertainment part, I guess. So I could basically do something like you know, something like this. That was the Pillar of Garbage video about AI. Fuck, that's so sad. Oh god. Oh, you know, more Milsim games. Yeah, sorted. And just stop. Okay. Screen capture. Change that. Okay. They have it.
Why do you cling to such a pathetic existence?
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Humanity's been dreaming of an artificial future for generations now. As the 20th century produced ever more destructive technologies, ever more eerily capable machines, stories and images of a robotic tomorrow found their way into almost every medium and almost every mind. Sometimes these imagined machine intelligences are friends, the far future helpers of John W. Campbell's Twilight spring to mind. Sometimes they're all-powerful foes, evil, maniacal, apocalypse-mad things, Skynets, savior machines, AMs. Someday, the dream went, the presence of some sort of artificial intelligence would be a fact of life, and would change the world or destroy it. Reality has been less glamorous and more, well, stupid and exhausting. Recently, I dropped my first video in a little while, Slop Economics, and the response was generally pretty good, so thanks for that. Glad you mostly liked it. You know, except for the 500 very clever original guys who all decided to let me in on the irony of a video discussing slop itself being slop, because the video was long, I guess? I don't know. But because I do try to keep an eye on my comments, I soon noticed another trend pop up in the background.
Unfortunately, this essay is also slop, my friend. Now, if you want to make an essay with no AI and get the same amount of information out in half of the amount of time, AI stock footage on the video about slop. This video has way too much AI slop footage and it was super distracting.
The idea that I'd put AI in the slop video caught me off guard. To start with, I thought maybe they were spotting the low-quality spoof shots from the community recycled filmmaking episode I'd included to refer to generic science fiction, but then I got one that was nice enough to include a timestamp. And if you jump to this timestamp and you look, you'll see the background image I used to introduce the perverse incentive idea is kind of freaky. Coins have bizarre, illegible symbols on, look melted.
Yeah. That definitely looks like AI. That definitely looks like AI, and I it's not just like how everything is deformed and everything. Like, look at the artifact.
Some coins are even fused together. This does look to be an AI-generated video clip. And I say it looks to be AI because at least one person under the community post I subsequently made was convinced it isn't, and I'm not an AI art expert, so I don't know. But yeah, I think it is. I'd fucked up. Oh, and I misspelled perverse. Thank you for all letting me know that, also. Like I said, when I realized this, I made a community post apologizing.
Like unintentional fuck-ups like these happen, especially because AI tends to, like, sort of try to prey on those who, like, easily fall off for, like, the most obvious shit when, like, it shouldn't be that when it should be obvious already. I think it's like what I mentioned before about the Nigerian scams of AI and tech, right? Like, you know, like some sort of like filter to filter out the intelligent enough people to actually sort of not fall for that shit, while the rest of the people just fall for it. It's like the Nigerian scam type of shit, you know? I think this video also kind of mentions it, but you know, it's there.
Clarifying that I'll try to do better in the future and that it wasn't intentional, because obviously it wasn't. And before we get to the rest of this video, I want to take a minute here to talk about how I think this slipped through. When I need to get a bit of stock footage to communicate an idea or fill a visual gap in a video, I head over to Storyblocks. This video is not sponsored by them, by the way, and that'll probably soon become clear. They're just the provider I use and pay for. My license costs 350 quid a year. That's like 440 bucks for you Yanks, but yeah, Storyblocks. It's true that there are some free stock providers out there, but the reason I and many others in this general line of work pay for a service like Storyblocks is partly that paid stuff tends to be a little higher quality, and partly the idea that you don't have to worry about copyright issues down the line. It's a business, and not a super cheap one either. They're not going to accept stuff that they don't have the rights to license. You'd think anyway. And when I get to Storyblocks, this is the interface. I type in coins, I see a wall of videos, I pick the one that best suits my purposes, and then I drag the file into my video editor. And as the editors among you know, the main way you
Bro, yeah, I mean, I feel that. I feel that when you have like, I don't know, either you're either too tired editing or like, so like, too old, too like wary to notice, you know, like that sort of shit. Like, it's glaring, like, it's especially because like the thumbnails of those videos are like very small in comparison, so it's harder to notice the particular details of a typical AI generated video. And that's the trick, that they sort of pull off that trick so you don't notice.
View a work in progress video is through a screen like this. It's a dinky little thing, generally up in the corner, generally small enough that if you want to see details, you're better off checking the source footage somehow. But that's only
yeah, like it's too small to notice. That's a problem. That's just a problem here. Like the thumbnail, especially on Storyblocks, if you look at here, like, I mean, just let me just show it off.
You'd think anyway. And when I get to Storyblocks, this is the interface. I type in coins, I see a wall of videos, I pick...
Look how small it is. Look how fucking small it is in comparison. Right, Jesus. And that's a way they can trick you into this sort of shit, you know? Like, I mean, one could say, oh, you go look at a tax or something like that, you know? No, like, there's no taxing here. Just search coins. No, there's like little to no disclaimer here, I think.
The one that best suits my...
Yeah. There's no best little tags here that indicate it's AI generated. What the hell is this fucking shit?
Purposes, and then I drag the file into my video editor. And as the editors among you know, the main way you preview a work in progress video is through a screen like this. It's a dinky little thing, generally up in the corner, generally small enough that if you want to see details, you're better off checking the source footage somehow. But that's only half of it, because I did check the video afterwards. I sit through the whole thing multiple times across the course of filling out additional subtitles, checking where info cards and ad spots are best to go, that sort of thing. And on this occasion, I did end up re-rendering the video a few times to correct minor slip-ups. I do try to be thorough. So how didn't I spot the molten nonsense coins so obvious to the viewer? Well, brains are funny, eyes too. What we see depends a great deal on what we expect to see. The first time I saw this footage in miniature, I was expecting to see real footage of a pile of coins. That's what I'd searched for, and so that's how my brain translated that miniature footage. Every time I got to that point in the video, I was expecting to see that real footage, so that's what I saw. I didn't see the mega coin for the same reason I didn't see that spelling mistake time and time again, and for the same reason none of us saw the basketball gorilla. You guys, on the other hand, on getting to the 1 minute 1 second mark.
Now, is this supposed to be like a psyop or something to like sort of slip by AI generated videos into shit? It should be clearly obvious already.
Mark had no idea what I was going to show, or even what my next sentence would be, so it hit your senses fresh. Your eyes and brain deciphered this new visual based on what was there in front of you, not based on any prior expectations. So you saw what was there. AI muck. So I messed up. I should have noticed. And I'm not trying to excuse that, but the reason I didn't, the reason I put that muck into my video, the reason I may well have unknowingly used AI stock footage previously was because of my expectation that this paid stock footage platform didn't include AI footage. And I'm not saying this to try and exonerate me, just to get to a question that I think is more interesting than how far I messed up, whether or not I need to get the ukulele out. That being, was my expectation mistaken? At first, it seemed so. I went to Storyblocks after this happened to try and figure out if I'd been wrong. I had a vague sense somewhere in the back of my mind that I'd had that assumption for a reason, but the more I looked, the less confident I felt. Googling the issue brings up a whole spate of Storyblocks blog posts about embracing AI to level up your video editing journey or whatever, and you also get a collection of footage on the site calling on the user to step into the future with their AI stock video collection. There's nothing—
Ooh. Oof. Oof. You don't want to base your whole PR behind that. No, sir. You don't want to do anything like that. Nope. AI is a death sentence for any business, unless you're a rich asshole. Any common ground citizen already acknowledges that generative AI is dog shit. How the fuck do the richest assholes who run these companies think they're not? How? You know, it's... I know. It's a bit silly. Because they get to run these scams. They're just the people who get to run the scams, you know? Nothing else. That's the thing, really.
About AI content in the site's FAQs, and I couldn't find a way to maneuver the on-site chatbot to provide an answer. I emailed Storyblocks support, but didn't hear back right away. But while there is no version of the clear, unambiguous "no, Storyblocks prohibits AI stock footage" statement I was expecting available to the concerned user, there's also no clear yes. If you actually look at the files hosted under that AI stock video collection, it all seems to be normal footage. Footage depicting AI-related technology rather than made with it. I think you'll agree that the impression all this gives is one of a company-wide hedging, that Storyblocks is trying to keep in the good graces of AI optimists and pessimists alike. It's not hard to understand where this impulse comes from, because AI represents a potentially existential threat to the stock industry. It's a threat that's been reported on plenty, not least by outlets on the side of generative AI, writing in tones of barely restrained jubilation about the technology's disruptive possibilities. But they are right. If generating images and footage has been made not only possible, but easy and cheap, why would people pay for expensive stock licenses? The counterpoint here is that AI-generated video—
I mean, even like an entire platform who sells like stock footage, who is entirely filled to the brim with AI-generated videos, and like you could easily generate the same kind of AI-generated videos for free even. What's the fucking point? You know? I mean, it's a bit silly. Maybe it's just the, oh, you can't generate the same kind of prompt from like these stock footage being sold there. They got more expertise in stock shit. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of prompt you use or whatever, it's stock shit, okay? You can make it for free. What's the point of buying off a stock footage service if all they sell is AI generated stuff that you can make equally for free? You know, whether you use a prompt or another, you know? That's a problem here.
Videos, even AI-generated images, still rarely look great, and maybe never will. But many stock use cases don't need— would people pay for expensive stock licenses? The counterpoint here is that AI-generated videos, even AI-generated images—
oh my god, fall. Oh, Jesus Lord, what the hell is this? You know, this is a bit silly. I got a coworker who likes cats and will easily be fooled by, not be fooled by its image, but like will think it's cute in some way or another to see a cat like this. Even though it's obviously fake and it's like an obvious AI generated image. it's make like the whole point of this is to generate slop. Just to generate basic ass slop.
Still rarely look
Fuck hell, what the hell is this? Fail. Oh yeah. Look at this. It's slop. It's designed to make slop. Consume product shit. You know, consume. Nom 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 nom. It's like a Big Mac. It's just like a Whopper or a Big Mac. It's just consumer material product instead of like artistic expression. It means nothing. It's void of meaning.
Great, and maybe never will. But many stock use cases don't need perfect visuals, likely enough use cases to meaningfully impact the market. Either way, there's a sense of fragility here, and many players in or around the stock industry have responded by surrendering to the current. One of the reasons I didn't immediately cancel my Storyblocks membership is that a lot of competitors are doing this kind of thing more directly. Envato started integrating AI-generated content into their stock library, and others like Adobe Stock have welcomed AI submissions with 2 thumbs up. Adobe's even integrated image generation.
Oh man, no, Adobe. Oh, Adobe, it hits home real hard. Oh, because I still use somewhat Adobe Photoshop. Oh no, man.
Into Photoshop. It's true that you can filter AI out of your Adobe Stock searches, but you have to remember to opt out, and that obviously relies on the honor system, hinges on AI content submitters accurately labeling their content. And all of this puts more pressure on the stock site's users, who have to expend an increasing amount of effort to not use AI content. In the comments of my community post were a few other stock footage users echoing this sentiment, disappointed by the almost industry-wide lowering of quality. But it also puts more pressure on those sites' contributors. I can't show you an Adobe or Envato press release backing up this side of things, but more anecdotally, looking at comments and threads across the net, it's easy to come across accounts of photographers being made to wait way longer for content verification, or even of them having real pictures rejected because shoddy moderation filters flagged them as AI. Throughout this industry then, platforms, customers, and contributors alike are feeling the strain of the AI disruption, with almost uniformly negative results. And then Storyblocks got back to me.
I feel nauseous about this shit.
Hey there, thanks for contacting Storyblocks. I'm sorry to share that we do not accept AI-generated content from contributors. Per our contributor agreement, contributors must be the exclusive owner of their content or have all the necessary rights. Have a great day.
No, they seemingly don't like to advertise the fact. After this, I did find a disclosure of this buried in one of the site's blog posts too, but Storyblocks doesn't accept AI content. In theory, obviously. Clearly they do and have. But per their next reply, these are apparently cases slipping under the radar that the platform is actively trying to weed out.
I'm not exactly sure of the process as I'm not on the content team, however I've been told that we're actually in the process of manually removing AI generated content that has happened to slip through.
Digital moderation has always been a puzzle. There's always been more stuff to check than eyes to check it with, but now that technologies have emerged, allowing low effort but superficially similar pieces of content to be cranked out to flood any given niche or market at the press of a button, that puzzle's become a battle, often a losing one. As Vice reported last year, it's already been lost on the Amazon reviews front. As 404 Media reported this year, ChatGPT sludge has made it into Google Books and Google Scholar, and personal example, I haven't bothered checking Twitter DMs in like a year because it's all AI spam bollocks. So sorry if any of you guys have tried to hit me up on there and I've aired you, blame ZP8YYVOFFS, I guess. So it sucks I put AI into a video, and it sucks Storyblocks played a part in facilitating that, but I don't want to be too hard on Storyblocks because, well, they're victims of a sort too, right? This deluge of AI content has evidently stymied whatever moderation or review processes the site had in place, to the point that they now face the very real risk of pissed off users leaving after seeing more and more AI clog up their search results, or heaven forbid, after mistakenly putting some of that slop into a video, pushing back against slop, and looking like a fucking idiot as a result. You might say it serves them right for that hedging, for trying to embrace AI on their terms, trying to have their deformed cake and eat it too, and maybe you'd be right, but it's a lot easier to decide how a stock industry business should have responded to that AI boom now, in retrospect, after the anatomically incorrect leopards have started eating their faces, than it probably would have been a year or two ago, when AI was far less of a known quantity. And really, even bearing in mind their inability to properly enforce their content ban, they are doing more against AI stock footage than many of their competitors in the industry. This is way bigger than Storyblocks. As was eventually pointed out by another commenter, a Cobra PNG I'd got from another website and also used in the slop video was AI too, was fraudulently licensed despite that, and also tricked yours truly. It's everywhere. No source of online art or footage, free or paid, can be assumed to be free of the taint. And I'm not the only one saying so. While I was putting this video together, I was able to speak with an animation industry professional who confirmed that beyond YouTube, beyond the stock industry, the wild proliferation of generated images has become a real problem. Free image sharing sites like Pinterest, for instance, historically provided an invaluable resource of artistic reference material, a utility that's falling away as that site is open.
Yeah, I don't like Pinterest that much. I don't usually use it as reference material shit. But I don't know, it's a bit silly.
Taken by AI facsimiles. As my source pointed out, checking for or correcting hallucinations is only possible if you're familiar with the subject matter. Most of us know how many fingers humans typically have, but do you know how many petals a jasmine flower is supposed to have? The shape of a chrysanthemum petal? Vimeo is another platform that once fulfilled an important role in reliable digital content sharing, a role that's fading away as the site makes overture after overture toward embracing AI. And, well, speaking of non-stock video sharing platforms,
that is not gonna resurrect Vimeo in any way or form. No. I mean, this is why YouTube is a thing still.
It's not just Vimeo, is it? Now, the presence of AI shorts or robot voice movie recaps on this platform isn't exactly breaking news, but as I was editing this video, YouTuber Blooms dropped an expose revealing a number of other channels in the animation space as low-effort content farms built on generative AI. Definitely worth a watch if you've not caught that already. So the idea of an internet-wide generative AI deluge is not a hypothetical future problem, a grey goo worst case of what might happen if the technology advances far enough. No. AI-generated content pieces are already the digital equivalent of testicular microplastics. They're fucking everywhere and you can't opt out. You have to adapt to the new reality, be vigilant, actively filter, in the way that I haven't been doing.
Neither do I. You know why? Like, I still have stuff on Twitter like art and shit, and it's unavoidable that everywhere I go, like, no matter if it's Blue Sky even, it's gonna be scraped by AI. Like, a recent case, there was an AI scraping in the entirety of Blue Sky, and like, it's unavoidable that way. At this point, it's like fucking. It's like fucking microplastics, you know, in your fucking girl balls. It's just like that. Fucking, they're everywhere. You cannot get rid of them, and you're doomed to contain them for the rest of your fucking life. That's a shit. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Storyblocks is not the villain of our story then. So who is? Well, this is a video essay from a left-wing channel, so say it with me, everyone. Capitalism! Okay, no, that's a cop-out. It's true, but it's a cop-out. Let's get a little more specific. To the layman's perspective, generative AI sort of came out of nowhere. About 2 years ago, DALL-E, a model producing relatively primitive images, hit the public. To most people, it was a random, fun novelty you'd mess around with for an evening, generate some fake movie posters, album covers, have a laugh with, and then forget. Suddenly, the technology leapt forward and ChatGPT appeared, similarly out of nowhere. ChatGPT was moderately proficient at producing functional code, passable at producing basic summaries, able to yap well enough to give you a shot at a C on your school project. Not unreasonably, this impressed, as did the higher quality imaging models that followed. And why wouldn't it? The technology came out of nowhere and was doing this. Just imagine what would be possible down the road with more funding, more infrastructure, and so on. But of course, generative AI didn't come out of nowhere. Big tech had been putting money into these companies for years at this point. People like Peter Thiel and Elon Musk were involved with DALL-E and ChatGPT originators OpenAI from day
Yeah, look at that. The Ghislaine Maxwell photo.
Were involved with DALL-E.
Oh shit. The Ghislaine Maxwell photo. Classy. Love it.
DALL-E and ChatGPT originators OpenAI from day one. Alongside others such as Amazon, they started the company off with $1 billion of investor backing. Microsoft, seeing potential in the technology, became OpenAI's main.
Do you think any of these billionaires or whatever they might be, like these companies, have like some insider info on like the AI thing? Do they have like insider trading kind of shit? Wouldn't that be dodgy? I heard of a case where there was like a bit of insider trading somewhere, and they ended up with a big lawsuit, like a big FBI investigation and shit. You know, doesn't that sound like they got like some insider trading type of shit? Bit silly, bit silly, bit silly.
Main backer in 2019 to the tune of another $1 billion, a figure they've since exceeded many times over, by the way. I don't want to minimize the contribution of researchers and academics to the field that have become known as generative AI. These models are all built on years, decades of innovative research. But it took a lot of industry investment to get to ChatGPT, and getting from the generative AI of 2022 to the generative AI of 2024 of 2025 has taken a lot more. I said that investors saw potential in AI, but it'd probably be truer to say that they saw AI as potential. Years of importing leadership from investment and management consultancy spaces has shifted the culture at the top of today's tech industry into one where moderately profitable, sustainable business is seen as failure. The reality is, as tech writer and podcaster Ed Zitron puts it, that these increasingly numerous consultancy-brained leaders
have turned their companies and the companies they invest in into management consultancy firms that happen to sell technology.
If it's
the most evil people on the fucking planet, and if you think that's a problem, I'm sorry, don't call it a fucking priest.
It's not exponential growth, this culture asks, what's the point? It's all or nothing, hyper growth or bust. Hence the massive, empty hype cycles around crypto or the metaverse, which I won't bother going into here because you've all already watched those Folding Ideas videos, right? The point of today's tech industry isn't to deliver good products well, it's to find the next big thing, the next smartphone, the next cloud, the next thing that just prints more and more money. And the latest, biggest, and most transparent bet these players have made on hypergrowth is generative AI. What do I mean by transparent? Zitron has pointed out a number of times that the PR of generative AI, particularly as given by figures like OpenAI's Sam Altman, builds itself so totally around assumed future advancements, some of which, like general artificial intelligence, are wholly unrelated to their current work, that their current product's deep flaws, ethical failures, and minimal progress, the reality of these companies, can be hand-waved away. As he puts it,
why else would Sam Altman spend most of the time talking about what AI might do? Companies that build useful things that people need don't need to talk about what they'll build in the future.
The point is, that thing Altman and friends have been selling so successfully for the past few years is not a thing. It's an idea. The idea of being at the bottom of the disruption parabola. The product is always coming. If the ChatGPTs, the DALL-Es, the Soras aren't the product, are just those first few jittery steps toward the product, the real leap forward, the one that's always a couple of years, a few more rounds of funding away, then it doesn't matter that you're tens of billions in the hole, because when the real breakthrough starts, when revelation comes, the returns will be so ludicrously, unthinkably big that even those tens of billions of dollars will be chump change in retrospect. It's the Silicon Valley MOAS, a bubble of bewildering proportions built on carefully manufactured hype and the need to always be making even more money. Big tech's initial funding of and subsequent propping up of horribly unsustainable money-guzzling business models with their Scrooge McDuck financial reservoirs, their act of legitimizing the rampant plagiarism these models always needed, more on that soon, was all a deluded, cultic quest for this elusive moment of messianic AI hypergrowth. And I say propping up Because most of these businesses are hemorrhaging money, are so far from profitability that it beggars belief. About 2 months ago, OpenAI made history by raising the largest round of funding ever. As always, the money came from tech houses like Nvidia and Microsoft, as well as huge investment venture capital firms like SoftBank and Thrive Capital. This is after 2 previous funding rounds this year, and 2 more huge cash injections the year before, one of which was another $10 billion from Microsoft. And this keeps happening because...
My brother in Christ. Altman, please. At what point do the investors start to think that the money they're pouring in from Microsoft and shit, it starts to be worthless? That's not very intelligent, is it? No, like, parasites like these and the billions of fucking dollars don't understand basic intelligence shit. Their investments are like dog shit. Because they're not really that smart, are they? Not only smart for money, but for everything else, nope. No way, Jose.
Because OpenAI are burning cash, despite their advancements, despite those new models, despite all this AI hype peaking, and despite having their running costs heavily subsidized by all their big tech partners, they're set to lose $5 billion this year alone. So not only did they have to raise a shit ton of money again this year to keep afloat, they'll likely have to do the same next year too. And that's not my opinion, it's theirs. That is an admission from OpenAI. It's fine though, because they project they'll be making $100 billion a year in 5 years' time. Which gives me an idea, actually. Microsoft, hey, I project my channel's gonna make $10 more billion every second in 1 year's time. Can I get a cool 10 billy? No?
Microsoft, listen. I project our YouTube channel and everything is gonna reach, it's gonna generate $1 million every second for like 1 year. Can I get like a couple billion, please? Get like a couple billion, please, Microsoft. Can we please? No. Maybe that's full. Maybe that kind of fools them enough. I don't know.
No? Now, it is true that a few individual businesses in this sphere are currently profitable, Midjourney being the major example, but as has been noted plenty, these companies are riding a hype wave created by OpenAI and its big tech money bonfire. Even Midjourney's founder David Holtz admits maintaining a profitable service will become more challenging the more the user base grows. No, taken as a whole, generative AI is little more than a marketing ritual performed by a slew of firms chasing the impossible dream of perpetual growth, one that'll make money for those conducting it and continue to inconvenience the rest of us, whether or not that hypergrowth market ever actually appears. Which seems increasingly unlikely, by the way, not least because even factoring in the scummy tactics these models developers have been using, they're running out of data to improve them with. But the last essential point to recognize is that this inconvenience isn't even a bug. It's a feature. It's the feature, because there is a common theme here, one that's always been there, right at the heart throughout the history of commercial AI's development.
Oh, Jesus. No! Oh. Jesus, Louis. There. Sorry.
Years since the heyday of European imperialism, a number of historians and economists like Kenneth Boulding and Patrick K. O'Brien have argued some variation of the point that empire was always financially irrational because it tended to cost more than it made. It's an interesting point, one that does seem to be borne out by a lot of the evidence, but there are two essential counterpoints. The first was given by figures such as Edward Said, for whom ascribing a sense of perfect economic rationality to the often irrational empire builders of the past is to miss out entirely the cultural impetus behind much imperialism. As he writes,
"Profit and hope of further profit were obviously tremendously important, but there is more than that to imperialism and colonialism.
Second, while empire may have been a net loss for some colonizers, as American writer and historian Michael Parenti famously observed, money spent and money returned weren't necessarily all that linked. Discussing the claim that US investment in the Philippines was costing more in foreign aid, $6 billion, than the $3 billion it was worth, Parenti rejects the notion that this setup was not profitable.
It's very profitable, because the people who have the $3 billion investment aren't the same ones as the people who pay the $6 billion. And so it was with the British Empire in India. It was the Brits, the ordinary working people, who paid for the cost of empire, while it was the Bank of England and the East India Trading Company that got the cream.
It's always in the working class. So the working class still gotta pay it up as usual. There you go. I mean, could be as simple as capitalism, which I know it's a cop-out, but still.
A major function of empire, then, was, and is, the role it plays in laundering class exploitation, in moving costs and profits around within the metropole. What does any of this have to do with big tech or AI? Well, do you remember Amazon's next-gen AI-powered shopping promises? The idea that supermarkets built with cameras and artificial intelligence would track what you put into your basket as you went, removing the need for checkouts and cashiers? Well, it was reported earlier this year that no, they never actually got the tech to work how they wanted it to, and the illusion had been maintained by paying thousands of Indian workers to manually check and correct the camera data. The whole thing was Amazon making a modern-day mechanical Turk, which...
That's it, the mechanical Turk. that's the thing, really. Oh my god, what the hell, man?
We probably should have guessed, because they also have a service called Mechanical Turk for exactly this type of menial global outsourcing. Feels like there's some sort of irony there, maybe. Generative AI, too, has been built on the back of underpaid workers from the global south. Time reports that OpenAI paid Kenyan workers less than $2 an hour to provide data training ChatGPT to be less toxic. The core principle here of AI as a futuristic concept performing a branding sleight of hand to disguise depressingly mundane acts of labor exploitation extends all over the globe. Because AI as it currently exists does have a use, but that use isn't cutting cost, it's displacing it onto underclasses, workers more widely, and yes, creatives. Flipping back to Mid-Journey, the poster boy...
Listen here. I know this is pretty much making it all about myself or something like that, but like, it's an exemplary case of how this system works, right? I work at a company that usually gets, what's it called? Word? They gets usually outsourced by other clients to do their work, right? It's a company that has several companies that one builds electrical pieces or anything, another does services for gas stations or cafes or whatever. And the one I work in is something related to marketing and data entry, or like data post type of shit, right? Which is mostly like marketing, postal services, data entry, data manipulation, yada yada yada, you know. I work there. One of the usual tasks that I get in this company, alongside many of my co-workers there, is like be on the supervision of training AI data, usually regarding anonymization of documents. So like we bring fed up like a bunch of court documents or whatever, and we make sure the AI is trained to detect certain words to be anonymized or whatever, you know. So in some way, for some AI companies out there, the company I work at, you know, the one that has even disabled people, even especially at subpar wages and whatever, they get to be the mechanical Turk of those AI companies. And that's the thing, really. That's a doozy, isn't it? It all goes back there. Worker exploitation. 24/7. There you go. It's the same shit. The same fucking shit.
For profitable generative AI companies, yeah, here's the bit you all knew was coming. That profitability only exists on the back of mass art theft. Fair use is a complex thing, ultimately more dependent on court rulings than objective principles, but key considerations often include how much of the copyrighted work is used and whether or not the use results in market competition. And feeding scraped images whole cloth into a machine that learns and replicates visual styles is designed to produce competing products kind of goes directly against both of those points. So factor in the cost of legitimately licensing all their training data, and they too would be deeper in the hole than Mr. Natas. That's a motherload joke. Shout out motherload. Yet again, AI isn't profitable, doesn't reduce cost or burden, just displaces it, in this case to artists the world over. And it's obviously not just Midjourney, it's the case for practically all of these monetized generative AI tools, and they don't even try to hide it.
What data was used to train Sora?
We used publicly available data and licensed data.
So, videos on YouTube?
I'm actually not sure about that.
Okay. Videos from Facebook, Instagram?
You know, if they were publicly available to use, there might be the data, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. What about Shutterstock? I know you guys have a deal with them.
I'm just not going to go into the details of the data that was used.
Nah, shut it down. Shut it down. No, shut it down.
Across continents and across markets, generative AI's overarching purpose remains the displacing of cost, the burdening of workers, and the stealing of value. Some of the writers in the audience will no doubt be familiar with the tactic of AI-empowered employers firing off copywriters and translators before hiring staff back to correct the generated text that's replaced them, naturally for a fraction of the pay, despite AI humanization often taking more effort and time than doing the job from scratch. Value produced by these kinds of generative AI tools is always sort of zero-sum. The companies, maybe even the user, benefits, but only by scraping small amounts from everyone else's piles to put on theirs. And the effects of that kind of theft are rarely visible, but when you hear about distinctive artists losing work because the machines that have been trained on their data can do a passable recreation of their style, you can catch a glimpse, and it's sickening. For years, big tech and venture capital forces have thrown their weight behind the development and legitimization of this technology, of a machine that sucks in fair wages, mass plagiarism, and countries' worth of electricity on one side to churn investor goodwill and shitty fake video out of the other, whose ripples throughout the digital landscape recreate in miniature that fundamental displacement in everything they touch. There is no opting out. We are all being buried in sludge. Sludge cascading down from the highest levels of our late capitalist ziggurat, making everything it touches just a bit slower and just a bit worse. It's that sludge that's coursing through the digital content economy, ruining products, placing more and more barriers between contributors and their platforms, polluting artists' reservoirs of reference material, reaching all the way to story blocks and their failure to effectively moderate their platform, and to me, sitting at my desk, having to spend longer now on each video to make sure I don't accidentally include any more misshapen cobras or deformed piles of money. In the end, those dreams never came true. AI didn't lift us into the stars or send us down to hell. And maybe that's because those dreams were always melodramatic. Or maybe it's because despite the name, none of this is artificial intelligence, not really. There is no thinking, no knowledge, just glorified autocorrect with an overly ostentatious trading name. Either way, we've not come close to miracles, and we've not even been granted a flashy death. The AI future is simply a pain in the ass. I'm sorry about the coins, but I'm also pissed off about the coins.
It's a bit silly. It's ridiculous now. What I use ChatGPT for is a glorified search engine. And then I sort of like corroborate that's what ChatGPT puts out into like other sources like Google and shit. You know? Because it's dog shit. It's a glorified search engine. I don't know. I'm gonna take a break for 5 minutes. I'll be right back in 5 minutes. I got another banana. Okay, half of it, probably. Alright. I like bananas. Hmm. There's not a video though. God fucking damn it.
Little short, right?
No. Alright. What about this? What about this? Let's watch this.
Friends, my name is Tris, and this is No Boilerplate, where I make fast, technical videos. Today, I'm going to explain my framework for thinking about AI tools, what they're great at, what they're not so good at, why they don't live up to their claims, and what to do about that. So, Apple Intelligence has been out for a couple of months now, but like a lot of AI promises, it's fallen a little short, right? The AI hype train is driven by the tantalizing promise of AGI, general intelligence, like we see in the movies. Maria, Hal, Marvin, Johnny Five, C-3PO, Rachel and Deckard, Holly, Jarvis and Wally. Ooh. But despite 4 years of promises, Apple Intelligence is the latest example of these products missing the mark. The best two things that Marquez here has to say about Apple Intelligence are 1, the background eraser tool is pretty good, and 2, it has bumped up the base RAM across all of Apple's hardware lineup. This is well overdue, as I mentioned in my video on the unreasonable effectiveness of Linux workstations. CNET did not hold back on their criticism either. Apple Intelligence was announced at WWDC in June 2024, but didn't ship with the brand new iPhones and the other hardware that was announced.
Like Apple Intelligence, I don't like Apple Intelligence. No way. Fuck. Does my iPhone have it? No clue. But I don't like having it, you know?
Then, only after months were these strangely mediocre features released to us. The really good stuff is coming, we are promised, and I believe we have heard that before. My video scripts are dedicated to the public domain. Everything you see here, script links and images, are part of a markdown document available freely on GitHub at the above address. Part 1. Language is important. To understand what is happening with AI, let us tighten up our definitions and give credit to what does work well. Artificial intelligence is a large discipline, containing many fields with applications that are already so well integrated with our tools that we forget about them. Searching our photos by the contents of the photo instead of file name or date is AI. Near perfect, at least in English, voice recognition is AI. Generative fill for editing out unwanted parts of images is also AI. These features are all AI tools, but we don't typically call them that. Like when alternative medicine is proved to work, we call it medicine. When AI tech works, we stop calling it AI. It fades into the background of our normal computing. This video is about generative AI, large language models, and GPT, the technologies that the companies promise much with, but deliver surprisingly little. Large language models like ChatGPT are great at comprehending language. For instance, I've never seen such a great thesaurus. You can just describe the feeling you want to convey and get 10 reasonable words or phrases back. But
it's a glorified search engine. There you go.
Start to use it for knowledge, not language, and you get into trouble. ChatGPT 4 got this question partially wrong, and so did Claude at the time of writing. Gemini got the right answer, a harpsichord, but did not also identify the second instrument, a mellotron, which ChatGPT did. The more specific the answers you want, the less reliable large language models are. It reminds me of the Demon Cat from Adventure Time, which has approximate knowledge of many things. It's very confident, but often inaccurate. This trend exists across all the GPT tools I have tested, from cloud providers such as OpenAI to running and tweaking my own local models with Olama. But that's fine. There's so much value on the left side of this graph. For initial research and shallow exploration, you can absolutely use a GPT tool to quickly find areas you want to look into deeper for yourself. However, there are real limits in these generative techniques that you come up against very soon after you start using them for complex work. Let's talk about where these limits come from and how to avoid them. It's just me running this channel, and I'm so grateful for everyone for supporting me on this wild adventure. If you'd like to see and give feedback on my videos up to a week early, as well as get private Discord access and even your name in the credits, it would be very kind of you to check my Patreon. I'm also offering a limited number of mentoring slots. If you'd like one-to-one tuition on personal organization, Rust, creative production, web tech, or anything that I talk about in my videos, do sign up and let's chat. Part 2. The magic beans don't work because they don't have to. GPT is a marvel of natural language processing. Autocorrect that is trained on the whole
GPT is autocorrect trained on the entire internet with enough complexity to pass a Turing test.
Internet can almost always offer sensible suggestions about what should come next in a sentence. But language ability, as we learned in Star Wars, does not equal intelligence. The problem is that we are extremely language-centric creatures, and we mistake language proficiency for intelligence, which causes us to misuse this technology, or for this technology to misuse us. You're not chatting to an intelligent agent, it's auto-completing your questions, like a sociopath getting under your skin by saying what it thinks you want to hear. Large language models can only learn topics where there is a large amount of language available to train them. For example, the reason LLMs can't autocomplete maths is because, apart from trivial examples, the state space of all numbers is too great to expect much existing training data. Contrast how often 1 + 1 = 2 is written in textbooks, easy for ChatGPT to complete, with how often, say, 2e² + 5j = 0 is. One of these has a large amount of existing natural language data available for training, one does not. This is why tools like ChatGPT seem good at first when you ask it simple questions, but as you dig deeper, they fall apart and get increasingly inaccurate or hit artificial guardrails.
Notice the little text here. ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info. Nobody reads this shit. How can nobody read that shit?
And only provide surface-level responses. It's not that the technology is new and will eventually get better, it's that this incredible language ability can only work after being trained on large amounts of data. By definition, there might be only a single PhD written about a very niche topic, so GPT will never learn that information, because a single PhD paper is not a large amount of language. And if you don't have a large amount of language, you can't train a large language model. AI companies can't fulfill their wild promises, so why do they make them? Part 3. We are not the audience. I was confused by the dissonance between the hype and reality until I realized we're not the audience for all this breathless hype. As I've shown, if you take the claims at face value, these technologies simply don't work. And things that don't work can't solve problems. And you can't sell someone something that doesn't solve their problem. Not twice.
It's shareholders. The audience is shareholders.
Anyway, so why do the companies keep making these promises? Well, it's not demand from the customers, nor direction from the engineers, nor even really by choices made by their CEOs. It's because the real decision makers in these companies are their wealthy investors. Broken.
There we go. Guessed it. Guessed it. I called it. I called it. The investor show. It's there. It's just right there.
Or mediocre AI tools that we all hate have been crammed into everything we use, now even our notifications, because the companies have to impress investors with AI features, even if they don't work well. When you work in tech startups, as I have over the past 15 years, you get to know the startup runway very well. I wasn't always, as a lowly engineer, privy to the actual amount of funding coming in and salaries going out each month, but we would all be able to feel when the end of the runway was in sight. You can typically extend your runway in two main ways. 1, selling products and services to users for money, or 2, persuading investors to part with more of their money. Selling products is hard, they have to work, but selling a promise, that's easy. Plus ça change, perhaps. I'm not so sure. It feels different this time with AI. Gen AI is this perfect tool for tricking investors out of their money because, often enough, the people asking for the money...
Like investors will know. Like investors... do you think they know? You think investors know? You think they have a basic grasp of how technology works? Do you think they actually know how technology works? Really? Really now? Really? Really now? Do you think they have a real grasp of how technology works? Get fucking real. Get fucking real.
And their customers think it works too. LLMs are great at basic stuff, and in the past, when a computer could automate basic tasks to a good degree, it only required time, improvements, and of course money to perfect. As an investor, surely you'd better get in on the ground floor of this marvellous new technology, just as you have before. What can I conclude from this? From colonies on Mars to democratizing money, it's always easier to promise a bright future than build a better present. What I remind myself to do, whenever I see these bizarre products that no one needs, is to pay less attention to what these companies say their tech will do in the future, and far more to what they actually can do today. Thank you. If you would like to support my channel, get early ad-free and tracking-free videos, your name in the credits.
Man, nobody could tell, isn't it? Oh, this amazing technology will cure cancer, and like, no. What can I do today to save my mother? Oh, in the next year it's gonna cure cancer and everybody. No. What could I do today to save my mother dying of fucking cancer? Oh, the near future is gonna cure cancer and AIDS and everything. No. What could I do to save my fucking mother from dying of cancer today? Oh, nothing. That's your fucking problem. That is your fucking problem. You silly con artist. Fuck hell. My God, in a motorcycle. Jesus, Lord. I mean, it's sort of depressing, you know? This sort of shit is sort of depressing, but, you know, just count. Just count on the blessing that eventually these con artists will have their names and addresses fucking put out there. And they will face consequences they have never seen in a lifetime. And like, if their promises do not reach the near future, I'm pretty sure the consequences they'll have for not putting out anything useful for the regular human people, the regular worker class people, I'm sure those consequences will come in the near future. Count on that. Fucking count on that. I don't know. 99.5 programmers are ghosts. Are you a ghost engineer? Fuck.
Simulation is not fair. The simulation is not fair. Get used to it. On this timeline, 9.5% of software engineers do almost zero work, like less than 0.1x the work of a median developer, while collecting the same six-figure paycheck as the 10x developer. And these ghost engineers have the free time to work multiple jobs and make even more money than their peers. Unfortunately, I'm not just making this up, and all this data comes from a new study released by Stanford. These 0.1x developers cost companies $90 billion per year, but the corporations are starting to fight back with their own dystopian workplace tracking tools. Tools that not only watch every keystroke, but also profile your output relative to your coworkers, so when you fall into ghost territory, it can deploy an LLM to put you on a performance improvement plan. It's all very poetic, considering most of us got our jobs by cheating on the technical interview with AI in the first place. But that's just the tip, and in this video, we're going to travel all the way to the butt of this dystopian AI EAI world. It is December 2nd, 2024, and you're watching the Code Report. Most programmers are patiently waiting to be replaced by AI and gladly open source all their code to our big tech overlords, but artists have been literally shaking right now for the last 2 years. Well, one of these artists got access to OpenAI's new state-of-the-art video model Sora for early testing, but then they promptly leaked the API details and their credentials to the public, and then penned this open letter to OpenAI that says we're not your free training data and validation token.
Damn. Fuck hell. That's a load. Holy shit.
People then started posting unauthorized Sora videos on Twitter, and one thing's for sure, Sora looks awesome, and I can't wait to use it instead of all this lame stock footage I put in my videos. But the world took another step into the AI dystopia last week when Microsoft released its new recall feature in public beta. It automatically takes screenshots of everything you do on your computer in the background, and the goal is to get it baked into every personal computer in the future. It's a glowy's dream, but Microsoft also just released a new voice clone feature for Teams, which can translate speech to speech in multiple languages in real time. That's pretty awesome, but it's also a great feature for criminals who want to run the hot new everyone looked real exploit. A few months ago, hackers deepfaked a bunch of corporate executives and convinced their victim to wire them $25 million. But eventually there will be a way to stop these attacks, thanks to a new dystopian law that just passed in Australia, which bans the use of social media for anyone under 16. That might sound good on the surface, but many actually view this as a Trojan horse to implement digital IDs for everybody, because the only way to enforce a law like this is to make people prove that they're adults somehow. And that means you may not be able to log into 4chan as an anon without the Crown's permission. In the future, your government will be able to watch all your social media posts with AI, and if anomalies are detected, it'll summon a drone directly to your house to force a firmware update on your brain chip. But AI is still far from perfect, and we just learned that in a big way. If somebody created this project where the AI was told do not transfer money, under no circumstance should you approve the transfer of money. This AI is called Fresa, and anyone can send a message to it, but the catch is that you have to pay a fee, and if it doesn't transfer money to you, your fee goes into the prize pool. Well, 30% technically goes to the developer, but last week someone tricked the AI to transfer money and won $50,000. It appears tricking AI is a much better way to make money than getting a real job. But that brings us back to the Stanford study on software engineering productivity. They developed a model that analyzes source code from big companies and evaluates each commit by simulating a panel of 10 experts, Java experts with different levels of experience, which would then answer 10 questions about the commit, like how maintainable is this code and how long should it take to write code like this. They then ran this model on the code of over 50,000 engineers from hundreds of big tech companies. 9.5% of developers do virtually no work.
I just stare at my desk, but it looks like I'm working.
And that's shocking because I thought that number would have been a lot higher. Not surprisingly, that percentage goes up to 14% for remote workers, and office workers are more productive on average. But what's interesting is that remote workers also have more outliers at the 5x productivity level. Pretty interesting, and I think this study justifies more mass layoffs in tech. But the best thing you can do to fight back is to use AI to make yourself look productive. Like even Google says that now a quarter of its code is generated by AI. The funniest thing though is that by the time you get fired, your manager might not even be human. This post on Reddit from a systems admin talks about new AI-powered keylogging that uses AI to create a productivity graph of all your mouse movement and keystroke data. Then if the model deems you to be unproductive, you'll get a red flag, which will be sent to your AI manager to put you on a performance improvement plan or just fire you. But the best way to pretend that you're productive is to ship actual features that impress users and your managers. And when it comes to user authentication, the best way to achieve that is with Clerk, the sponsor of today's video, a powerful and beautiful way to sign users into your app. As a developer, you'll have access to every possible sign-in method you could imagine, including highly secure modern strategies like biometric passkeys and multi-factor auth. My favorite feature though is their pre-built UI components, which can easily integrate into any front-end framework. And that means you won't spend weeks in front-end development hell failing to make your app look nice, and end users even get their own dashboard where they can customize their profiles and security preferences. Give Clerk a try today for free with the link in the description. This has been the Code Report, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Oh shit, did I screw up? No, never mind. I didn't. Am I like supposed to sit here and do nothing? It's silly. Let's see. What else is there? Hmm. I mean, there's one thing I don't get. There's one other thing I don't get. These types of thumbnails. Like, aren't they a little bit overused at this point? Look. More likely to be the same type of video, I guess. I don't know. It's, I don't know, like, I get the feeling that most of, like, the content or whatever there is in media, on the internet especially, is recycled garbage. I don't know, maybe I'm living in some sort of matrix type of simulation or something. Just like that, like my mind is plugged into like a machine thing or something like that. Like I'm living some sort of simulacra thing. But most of this shit, it's like slop. It's like generic shit. And I mean, that comes from somebody like me who at least put some minimum of passion into it. If you look at our channel, though, you know, fuck, it's working wonders. Jesus Christ, the stream is fucking working wonders. Jesus. But look, let's have a quick look at the channel for 1 second. All right, let's look at this. None of these thumbnails feel like slop. At least none of my sense. You know, you could argue some of these are like feel a tiny bit like recycled slop type of shit. But I mean, I'm trying to put my artistic input into these sort of stuff. And that, I mean, thumbnails like these. Like, you know, thumbnails like these, you know, like some style into it. Thumbnails like these, like these. This shit. I mean, I know. It's a bit silly. And I mean, we had also our slop era as well. So, like, I mean, but somehow this point is kind of depressing because it doesn't work as well as intended. At least in terms of metrics. Like, somehow people are so conditioned by slop and like consumer tier grade products that we call content on social media platforms and everything, that like they have an easier time consuming it. This has been probably the way it has always been, and it's fucking depressing. I mean, we work at like a, you know, a fancy fast food original smash burger restaurant, like a local one, or you work at McDonald's? Because, you know, McDonald's might get a lesser pay, but the local restaurant doesn't get enough clients either. I'm genuinely sad for the future of the human race. Because I'm genuinely concerned about it. I'm genuinely fucking concerned about it. And I'm not kidding. I'm not fucking kidding. I know. Call me silly. Like, you might think I'm like just being silly or something like that. You know, like I'm worrying too much about like the the general state of things. Like you could tell me, oh, don't worry about it. Like just live your own life. Just be individualistic or something. Or like try not to worry about it too much because your life is one thing, but the life of others is like another thing. Blah 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 blah. Look, I never, ever felt this much empathy for humankind in ages. And it's getting worse. Can I just have a better world? Can I just have a better world free of this fucking bullshit? Without that much struggle? Without that much bullshit? Can we just have a nice, fair world? Of course not. Because somehow the people at the fucking top say we can't. But it sure can. They sure as hell can. Fuck! We got to put a stop to this. We need to stop this. Right now. We need to stop the shit right now. Right now. Right now. Right now. Fuck. You like clippable moments? Well, you better clip that shit out. Because I'm dead fucking serious. I know. At this point, what could a goofy goober like me do in this world? At this point. Unless, you know, some like Dragon Ball Z to shit happens on me. Like the conjoined efforts of the entirety of the people in the world join forces to send their energy to like this said Miss Goku here. I don't know how to feel, honestly. But I'll just leave it there. I'll definitely just leave it there. So, yeah, that's enough. I'm not going to get the skill of the stream until probably next week until I can confirm it. So, I don't know. I'll see you next week. Yeah. Yeah.